Welcome to the party.
One. Oh, hey there, Greg.
Hey, how's it
Is
going?
it Monday?
It is Monday.
Is
Sure.
it time for Topic Thunder Monday?
It could be. It could be.
All right, Johnny and the Greg here for another Topic Thunder Monday, folks. Sit back, relax, because we are going to discuss one random topic and one topic only. And judging by the way this has been going lately, this might be about 9 to
20.
20 minutes. So we'll try to keep it short, sweet, to the point, and then move on with our day. You ready, Greg?
I am. Yep.
All right. Random topic generator is. Say that with enough oomph. Overall, is social media bad or good? Overall. This
We're on
might
social
be.
media right now as they're listening to us.
Yeah.
Interesting question.
This might be 30 minutes.
I don't know.
Ah.
Are books good or bad?
Oh, good one.
I mean, that was the social media of 3 centuries ago. I mean,
Is rock and roll bad?
yeah. I mean, it's a tool. It's a tool that could be used for good, could be used for evil, could be used for you to just laugh at.
Is
Puffy.
there a study out there that says like the dopamine effect when you listen to music? Is that such a thing?
I don't know about the music, but could be. Yeah.
I know that dopamine has been proven that like when you're looking at your phone and you're digging into your social media that you actually get a dopamine.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so that keeps people hooked into. I mean, it's turning into a drug, really. It's turning into something that will probably in the future be a part of us more than. I mean, it's already a part of us. We carry it everywhere. What are the three things you need before you leave a house, Greg?
Phone, wallet, keys.
Yep, that's it. So, um, I think we're in the generation where it's funny. I had somebody explain this to me. Gwen is never going to know a time where there was no internet. She's never going to know a time where there's no phone and that there's apps on the phone. She's never going to know that. So she might be a little bit desensitized by it versus anything else. Does that make sense?
Yeah, totally. It's part of their. I mean, you and I remember that. You and I
Yeah.
remember getting, internet for the first time in our house. We remember the first time we got an email address, things like that. We're what you call a digital immigrant.
Yeah.
Where our kids are digital natives. They've grown up with this. They know what's there. It's. I can see it already in my kids. They have addictions to screen times, so I have to put barriers in place. So yeah, I mean, again, it's the TV of our generation,
Yeah.
where my parents, my grandparents, who used to look at me and say, "If you watch too much TV, you're going to rot your brain." And so, what did you want to do when they say that? You wanted to sit in front of the TV and watch, Double Dare on Nickelodeon.
Right. I remember Double Dare.
Yeah.
I remember that.
Stuff like that. And now we're telling our kids to get off their phone because they don't need to be looking at YouTube and
Yeah. I I think overall it's good. It brings people together. It's for for everything that I could say it's good for, I could find something it's bad for.
Right. Yep.
Right. So I think you're just. I mean, I guess this is me sitting on a fence. Like I'm like depends on how I feel the day of. There's days where I feel like the internet's horrible. It's nothing but negativity, and then there's days where without that, I wouldn't be able to get on here, talk to you, and have a great time, doing what we do here. So,
my son, who spends a lot of time watching YouTube videos, like more than I am comfortable with him with, so I have to tell him to get off. I have to shut off his phone, block it, things like that. But at the same time, like when I look over his shoulder and I try to catch him, like, what are you watching? Try to monitor him. He's watching educational videos. He's watching like Nat Geo and Blue Planet, and because he's so into like zoology and he wants to know stuff about the ocean. He wants to know stuff about different, what animals live in different climates. He's he's very much into the aquarium hobby, so he wants to know how to better, provide for the fish that he has and things like that. So when you look at it, you're like, hey, you're spending too much time on the internet learning.
Yeah,
how do you block that? How do you justify that? So
yeah, that's a really good point. And I'm thinking of would Lex, like I can see how your son's benefiting, right? He's benefiting from it. Whereas if he didn't have that, where could he go?
right, I don't know. I mean, because he has a love for that kind of information, would he be reading it? Maybe.
Yeah.
But if he's, I was a struggling reader when I was his age, so
Yeah.
I had a big love of space exploration, but I wasn't reading like quantum physics books. I wasn't reading, what math books to try to figure out how to do that. I was like, okay, comics it is then.
Yeah.
But so yeah, it is kind of what you allow them to do. So we do have to have kind of like nannying programs or blocks so that you can see what your kids are doing. Because if he was watching like 8 hours of watching somebody else play a video game, no.
Yeah, I agree with that. Like, I don't know if I'd be cool with if I found out like Gwen donated so much money to a guy playing video games.
Yeah, I mean,
now that's my generation, so
right.
I guess this is my whole get off my lawn,
At the same time, I've spent a lot of money watching sports, watching football, watching whatever. So you go,
good point.
You go, esports is a thing. I want to support that. I think it's great. So yeah, I don't know. I mean, I think again, too much of anything is bad. I will say, like, I just took my kids on a little vacation, and one of the places we went, in a very big tourist spot in Wisconsin, is a place called Wisconsin Dells. And so we went, and right across from our hotel was this place called Alligator Alley. And when you look at it, you're going, that doesn't look like much from the outside. I guess you go inside and see some gators or whatever. But you go inside, and that's what it is. They got a giant, like, alligator tank. They have lots of reptiles. They've got like the giant snapping turtle that looks like a dinosaur. I mean, they just have some really cool stuff. They have an albino alligator. They have snakes that are bigger than me. It was cool. I mean, and it was not this like super expensive experience or anything like that. But what you could do, and this was great, and
just feed the alligators.
You get to feed the alligators.
Yeah,
you can feed them like little chunks of like pork or something like that,
yeah.
Or you can buy a mouse or a rat, and the rat you can chuck into the cage and watch them just get after this thing. And
really,
yes, and it is fantastic. So the first couple times we did it, and there's more than just us there. I mean, so people are crowding.
How many rats you throw in there?
We in total, because we went back the next day, because if you go back the next day, it's free. I think in total we bought probably like 5 or 6 rats, maybe. And it's a reasonable cost. I mean, it was like, I didn't spend $100 on rats or anything. I mean, it was. Like,
I hope nobody from PETA's watching this.
I mean, and these guys are licensed. They care for their animals. It's just a cool little beyond the zoo regular experience. You go to a zoo, you look in the glass, and they're just sitting there like, yeah, this is, you get to see them doing stuff. It was great. Watching my wife just climb over a couch as she tries to stay out of the camera shot. Anyway, but as we're talking about the internet, and the first couple things, I've got my camera out and I'm videotaping it, and I'm just like looking at this through the camera.
Right.
So then eventually I go, I've paid for this experience. I'm here with my family. My son is just tripping over everything he's seeing. He's just like, this is amazing.
Yeah.
And I'm so busy trying to make sure this thing is in focus and that I'm hitting the right button that I realized I'm missing this. So I literally I put my phone in my pocket, put it away, told my son to do the same thing. I'm like, let's just look.
Yeah.
Take a minute and look. We've got our pictures. He took like 48 pictures or whatever. We got some video. Let's just
it's good.
be in
It's
the
good that it's good that you're aware of that. One of the things I like to do with when I come home is I do my best to put the phone away until like 6 o'clock. So I get home around 2 p.m., 2, 3 o'clock. And all I do is spend time with my daughter, and we play and we build blocks and we read books. So either you have a fly or
There's
you
a
have
giant ass fly,
or you have a ghost.
No, I'm sitting here trying to ignore it and I can't.
Yeah. So no, I think that was cool that you recognized that moment that, hey, I'm looking at this through a lens instead of just using the lens that, my eyeballs.
Yeah. And you have to. And that, I guess, is the advice I give. Social media in itself is not evil. It's not a good thing. It's not a bad thing. It is just a thing.
Yeah.
And it is what you make of it. If you're spending too much time on it, it's bad.
Right. I think it's a lot like you said in the beginning. It's a tool. Yeah. I can take a hammer and build a beautiful house, or I can take a hammer and I can hurt something with it.
Yep.
It doesn't make the hammer bad. It makes what I do with it. Are
we going to roll into the gun control discussion now?
No, we're not going to do that. We're not going to do that. That's another one for another day. I know we could, but we're not. Okay, so that's it. We think it's a thing. It's neither good nor bad. Yeah, it's just another tool. Another tool.
Be a good parent, and then you won't have a problem with it.
Or just be be disciplined. Be disciplined. You can do it. I believe in you, people. All right, let's go to our random fact of the day, and that would be: in 1970, an interceptor aircraft of the United States Air Force entered a flat spin, forcing pilot Lieutenant Gary Faust to inject at approximately 13 to 14,000 feet. Unpiloted, the aircraft recovered on its own and miraculously made a gentle belly landing in a snow-covered Montana field. It became known as the Cornfield Bomber, although the pilot, Lieutenant Faust, isn't sure why, since it wasn't a cornfield and the F-106 certainly wasn't a bomber. So this thing made a landing without a pilot.
Aliens, man.
Yeah, or a ghost. A ghost.
It could have been.
Could have been a ghost. Did you ever see that? Or ever remember those when they used to sell encyclopedias on television?
Yeah.
Do you remember when they used to sell like the specific encyclopedias, like the supernatural stuff, like Bigfoot?
Yeah.
Do you want to know more about it? Get the book. What did you call it?
Time Life books, man.
Yes. Okay. I always remember that one Time Life book where the guy jumped out of a plane, his parachute wouldn't open, he landed, bounced twice, got up and walked away.
Yeah.
That'd be a fun guy to talk to if he's still alive.
Probably.
So it always reminded me of that. All right, Greg. I think we're good. Yes, 13 minutes. You're welcome, people. 13 minutes. So
before we go, we covered a pretty heavy topic.
We did.
So if people at home want to participate, enter in the comments down below, but make them your comments. Don't go find 6 studies from some other website that we're not going to read anyway. I want to know what you think.
That's a good point. Give us your opinion, because we want that. We want genuine opinions. Like Greg said,
because we care about you.
Yeah. All right, buddy. Have a terrific rest of this Monday. Greg, take care, my friend. Thank you very much.
Out.